I've done 109 podcasts in my life, and at the end of every single episode, my guests always say the same thing. Wow, I didn't know how much we had in common. Well, I can't have a lot in common with every single one of my guests, can I? The thing is that I've developed a skill in the last few years to be able to connect with anyone at a deep emotional level. And when I say deep emotional level, I mean that every time I meet someone, somehow, within a few minutes of talking to them, we move away from general small talk and we always talk about something deep and emotional where the person I'm talking to opens up. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how I fucking did that. So it's very simple. There's two things you can do to get anyone to like you and to get anyone to open up every time they talk to you. The first thing is gaining a lot of life experience, and the second thing is using targeted questions to get the guest to open up really fast. The first way to get people to like you is to dramatically increase your life experience. Most people have a lot of experience in a few areas of life. Like you could probably think of your biggest interest, like whether that's partying or going to the gym, or you probably have some basic interest that most of your friends are surrounded by that interest. But for me, over the last 4 to 5 years, I've gone down so many rabbit holes in different areas of life that now I feel like I could talk to almost all kinds of people, no matter what their interest is. Like, my podcast is a great way to look at this. In episode 109, I was talking with someone who hiked the Himalayas. Now, I've never done something that crazy, but I'm obsessed with hiking. I love hiking, and I can talk about hiking for hours. So we were able to talk about hiking for most of the podcast, and I was able to hold a conversation. Then in the episode before that, number 108, I was with this guy named John Kozak. And for him, he wanted to talk about religion and history and genetic engineering and AI. And I have a lot of experience in those areas too, because first of all, I research these technologies a lot because as it pertains to my career path, and I study a lot of AI and CS in school. But then I'm also just randomly curious about these things. So I've watched so many podcasts and read so many books talking about genetic engineering and AI in the future. So all of a sudden he's like, oh wow, like this guy can talk to me about all these random topics too. And the episode before that, I had an Olympic weightlifter on. Now, I've never competed in anything like weightlifting or powerlifting, but I did have this random stretch of time where I just started training like a powerlifter because I thought it was fun. And I actually got my numbers up pretty high, and I started learning all the specifics, like how RPE works, how training works, and I actually followed it so I can also talk to him for hours. Since I've gone down so many rabbit holes and tried out so much shit in my life, I can hold a conversation with anyone, and I could find the thing that someone cares about the most and talk about that. And here's the thing, if you meet someone and they start talking about the thing they love the most, like a sport they played in high school, and you have some knowledge in that area and you could talk to them about it, they will already feel emotionally connected to you, because there's only a subset of people who have enough life experience to be able to even talk about something like that. So if you're someone who genuinely enjoys life and enjoys the fact that there's so much shit to do in this world like I do, and you just start trying shit out whenever you feel like it, whether that's playing some sport like jiu-jitsu, like this week I'm going to be going to this jiu-jitsu thing with my friend just because it sounds fun, or it's trying like art or trying golf. Like if you literally just start trying everything you could think of and expand your life experience, you could be in a room with anyone and immediately start to connect with them at an emotional level. If someone wants to talk about health and fitness and self-improvement, I could talk about that. If someone wants to talk about politics and Trump and Elon, I could talk about that. If someone wants to talk about religion and spirituality and the meaning of the universe, I could talk about that. If someone wants to talk about the book they just read, I could talk about that. If someone wants to talk about travel and culture, I could talk about that. If someone wants to talk about wrestling, I could talk about that. If someone wants to talk about spikeball, I could talk about that. The key is that since I do so much shit in my life, anyone can relate with me. And if anyone can relate with you, you'll realize that a lot of people will want to be friends with you. The second way to get anyone to like you is to ask questions that get people in an emotional state. To be honest, most conversations people have are pretty dry. And if you're sick of having dry conversations and you think that it's because most people you talk to are dry, you're completely wrong. You can have a deep emotional conversation with absolutely anyone because there's something that absolutely everyone cares about. It's just a matter of fact if you can find out what they care about or not. And I guarantee you, all your dry conversations happen because you ask dry questions. So how do we prevent dry conversations? Well, the first thing is that I don't think small talk is bad. I think small talk is how I start all my deep conversations with people. You want to ask them stupid questions like, how's your day going? Or how'd you do on that test? Or what's your plan for today? they're very dry questions, and they often lead to dry response. When you ask them how they're doing, they're gonna be like, good, right? That's all they're gonna say. Or you ask someone, what are you doing today? They're like, I don't know, do my homework, go to the gym. The key to asking emotional questions is you want to try to figure out what they feel about something. Let's say someone's talking about high school sports. It's very easy to have a dry conversation, but you can ask them more pointed questions like, what did it feel like to leave? Like, do you miss being on the team? Are you going to try to do something over here? Do you miss the friends you made on the team? Do you feel like you found cool friends here? There's so many ways you can ask deeper emotional questions that get people to open up. And when you get people to open up, when you get them in an emotional state, then they'll feel more connected with you and therefore like you more. When you can connect with all kinds of humans at such a deep emotional level, life becomes so much fun, man. Life is full with so much more meaning. I think we're here to interact with other humans. We're not here to do deep work in our room all day, you know? We're here to fucking vibe out, meet people, go on adventures with people, which is why developing the skill to connect emotionally with people will make your life easier, because then once you develop this and it becomes second nature, you're not going out of your way to get people to like you. All of a sudden, you're just like naturally talking to people and you're naturally eliciting emotional responses. And you're going to just find people coming your way. Like, people follow up with you, people are calling you over the summer, people want to talk to you, people want to hang out with you. It's amazing, man. And don't get me wrong, there are some transactional parts of it, you know? More connections equals more opportunities to do unique things, because everyone does unique things and they have unique perks that you get access to. But more than anything, man, life is more fun when you can connect with everyone around you. Like, imagine you walk to the beach and you meet 10 people and you connect with all of them at a deep emotional level. Imagine you talk to someone for the first time in the dining hall for 20 minutes and you feel like you've known that motherfucker your whole life. It's fun when you can connect with people, which is why I think you should do these two things. You should focus on these two things and stop coping, because I think the brain making excuses to why you can't do this shit is the reason why most people are miserable. Break away from that, take some time, don't get me wrong, but if you keep watching this channel and keep following my daily tips, I guarantee you can build a life that you'll enjoy a lot more.